This video is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. All individuals mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty. The analysis reflects legal commentary based on publicly available information at the time of the publication. In the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial on 20 March 2026, the Pretoria High Court proceedings continue without the introduction of a new witness or fresh evidence. Instead, the day was dominated entirely by ongoing cross-examination of the accused, making a critical phase in the defense case. While there were no dramatic courtroom moments or rulings, the legal significance of the day lies in the sustained pressure applied to the accused as the state worked to test the reliability of his version under oath. This phase for the trial is less about presenting new facts and more about interrogating the truthness of what has already been said. Cell phone evidence under pressure. A central issue revisited in court today was the accused alleged access to cell phone while in custody. The state again put it to the accused that his earlier claim that he did not have access to the phone is contradicted by records indicating extensive communication linked to him. Throughout the structured question, the accused was effectively asked to explain how such communication could exist if his version were true. Legally, this line of question is not merely about proving phone usage. It is aimed at undermining credibility. In criminal law, if a court finds that the witness has been dishonest on the material issue, it may reject the entire testimony. Today's focus on cell phone evidence was therefore a strategic attempt by state to establish that the accused version cannot be trusted. Prior statement versus current testimony. Another key feature today's proceedings was the state confronting the accused with inconsistencies between the earlier statement and his current testimony in court. The accused was required to reconcile what he previously said with what he is now saying under oath, with the state effectively asking which version the court should believe. This type of contradiction carries serious legal implications. They are not treated as minor discrepancies, but as potential indicators of fabrication or dishonest. The court must ultimately undermine whether the difference arises from genuine error or a deliberate attempt to mislead. Today's question places a accused in a position where any inconsistencies could awake the reliability of his overall defense. Testing memory and reliability. The state also focused on the accused's ability to recall events, highlighting moments where he appeared to remember certain details clearly while claiming not to remember others. This form of questioning is designed to expose what is known as law as selective memory. Courts are generally cautious when the witness recalls details that support their version but struggle with those that contradict it. But repeatedly pressing the accused on these memory gaps, the state was inviting a court to consider whether these lapses are genuine or contracted. The legal significance here lies in the broader question of reliability. Whether the accused's testimony can be accepted is truthful and dependable. Structure of the state cross-examination. Today's questioning followed a deliberate and methodical structure. The state would first secure a clear answer from the accused, then introduce evidence or prior statement that contradicts that answer, and finally demand an explanation of the inconsistencies. This process was often repeated on the same issue to issue that the accused could not later adjust his version. Legally, this technique is used to lock a witness into position and build a record of contradictions that can be relied upon later stage of the trial. The repetition seen today was not accidental. It was calculated effort to strengthen the state's argument that the accused is not a credible witness. defense response, and legal strategy. From the defense perspective, the accused maintained his denial and attempted to explain the inconsistencies raised during the questioning. Importantly, the defense does not need to present perfect and flawless version of events. Their legal burden is simply to create reasonable doubt. This means that events, even if the accused answer appear inconsistent or incomplete, they may still serve the defense if they introduce uncertainty to the state case. Today's proceedings showed the defense strategy focused on surviving cross-examination rather than eliminating every contradiction, with the aim of ensuring that the court cannot reach a conclusion of guilt beyond the reasonable doubt. Legal significance of Section 174. Although no formal application was made today, the proceedings are directly relevant to potential Section 174 application, where the defense may argue that there is insufficient evidence to continue the trial. The state, in opposing such an application, will rely heavily on moments like those seen today, arguing that the accused's own testimony is unreliable and cannot support a discharge. Every contradiction and explanation given today has therefore been recorded and may play a crucial role in determining whether the case proceeds or dismissed at this stage. Conclusion. What today really meant, ultimately, the proceedings of 20 March 2026 were not about uncovering new facts about the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. Instead, they were about something more subtle but equally important: the credibility of the accused. Through sustained and structured cross-examination, the state used today's court session to build a case that the accused version is unreliable. In legal terms, this statement can just be as powerful as direct evidence, because if the court rejects the accused's testimony, it significantly weakens the defense. What appears to be quiet day in court was, in reality, a critical step in shaping how the judge will ultimately assess the truth. That concludes our analysis. Thank you for watching the sim. If you found this breakdown useful, consider subscribing for clear, factual legal analysis. Until next time, stay informed.